If you don't do this, you know the consequences.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 20 things you probably didn't know about John Wick movies. There will be spoilers.
Like, you looked at me and you were like, Wick is pain.
Number 20, recurring stuntmen, the John Wick franchise. Hard to believe that the 2014 blockbuster that took the world by storm was made on a tight budget, right? But the first John Wick film only cost about $20 to $30 million, a modest sum for an action flick. So how did they pull it off? Creativity and resourcefulness. Co-directors Chad Stahelski and David Leitch, both experienced stunt coordinators, worked magic with a tight stunt team. Instead of spending on extras, these stuntmen were reused multiple times. Thanks to clever direction, long takes, and slick camera work that keep your eyes glued on Baba Yaga, you barely notice.
I'm pretty sure that I have died more than anyone else in the Wick series.
With fast-paced chaos featuring masked henchmen, it's also easy to miss that John's fighting the same people twice. Even in the fourth chapter, stuntmen had to die more than once. Number 19. John's coded interaction with Francis, John Wick. While most people are dumb enough to go against the Reaper in a suit, one man's smart enough not to, and that's Francis.
Hello, Francis. Mr. Vic.
Besides being played by former pro wrestler Kevin Nash, that's another interesting detail that makes this bouncer so memorable. You know the story. Vigo's son kills John's dog, and all hell breaks loose. When Wick storms the Red Circle Club to kill Yosef, John catches Francis off guard, pulling a gun on him. Instead of shooting, John compliments his weight, which, according to Nash himself, was a subtle code asking how many guards are inside.
Are you here on business, sir? Afraid so, Francis. Why don't you take the night off?
Francis answers the question and walks away alive. Smart move. Bet you thought John spared him because he didn't see a reason to kill him. Nope, he lived because he cooperated. Number 18. Shibumi, John Wick. Sometimes a blink and you'll miss it detail can foreshadow an entire movie, and John Wick sneaks in a great one.
You have good day, sir.
During the first part of the movie, John drives towards an airport runway and stops at a security checkpoint. A security guard gives him a knowing look and lets him through. If you pause, you'll see he's holding a book titled Shibumi by Trevanian. Not only is it reportedly one of Stahelski's favorite books, it also sets the tone for what's to come. It's about a retired assassin dragged back into the game. Sound familiar? Fans of the book might even catch a deeper link. The book's protagonist once used a pencil as a deadly weapon. Ring a bell? So yeah, that little paperback isn't as random as it looks. Number 17. The Unspoken Agreement, the John Wick franchise. If you've watched the John Wick movies, you've probably noticed something odd. The police never really go after John or meddle in the underworld's bloody affairs.
If you notice, in either the John Wicks, they don't kill innocents, they don't kill cops, it's all completely hidden, it's within their own business. So as long as they maintain that, the cops are cool.
These killers tend to handle things on their own. Remember the scene where a cop shows up at John's house after he takes out a team of assassins? Spotting a dead body, Jimmy doesn't bat an eyelid. He simply asks him cordially about work and leaves him to carry on.
Good night, John.
Good night, Jimmy.
In a chat, the directors revealed there's an unspoken understanding between the underworld community and law enforcement. As long as they're not harming innocent citizens, the cops don't interfere.
There's not dirty cops, it's just they're in the know, we're in the know, it's good. The cops have their own world, which maybe we'll explore in John Wick 19.
Or perhaps due to the sheer power of the network, the police either fears or respects them. Number 16. Red and Blue, the John Wick franchise. Long before John started racking up headshots, Keanu Reeves was dodging bullets as Neo in The Matrix.
Trinity! Help!
But the connection between these iconic movies goes beyond the leading man. Stahelski was actually Reeves' stunt double in The Matrix, but most of us probably know that. However, the ties don't end there. John Wick borrows some memorable quotes and even brings back Morpheus. Yep, that's Lawrence Fishburne as the Bowery King. Another clever nod: soon after they meet, the Bowery King opens a locker containing red and blue items, and picks the red one.
It seems to me that the real question, Mr. Wick, is who in this cruel world of ours is going to help you.
The Matrix fans will totally get it. These aren't the only times that made the John Wick franchise feel more and more like an extended part of the Matrix universe, though. Stay tuned for another Neo reference soon. Number 15. John Wick's Gray Suits, the John Wick franchise. John isn't just the man you send after the boogeymen, he's also the sharpest dressed assassin.
Welcome back to Rome. Magari hai bisogno di un abito nuovo.
I am.
While the film's moody lighting might fool you into thinking he's always in black, most of his suits are actually dark shades of gray. Costume designer Luca Mosca, who cameos in Chapter 2, revealed that John always dons a dark gray suit except on rare occasions, like the Rome sequence. While it may look like he's dressed for the Met Gala, John's wardrobe carries deeper meaning. The look isn't just inspired by his Glock's sleek nature. It symbolizes a man always in mourning, unlike characters like Vigo, who boldly wears red shirts.
Yeah. I kind of enjoyed that. Yeah, I know you did.
Stylish as they are, John's suits are also built for combat. It appears every detail is planned. Number 14. The Gold Coin, the John Wick franchise. After wiping out the hit squad sent to kill him, John makes a dinner reservation, which is code for a cleanup crew.
I'd like to make a dinner reservation for 12.
When they show up, he pays them in gold coins. Seems like a lot for just cleaning up, right? Well, in John Wick's secret world, gold coins aren't your typical cash. Neither are they valued by weight. They're more like a professional bond or an agreement sealed by honor. So a couple of coins can get you a drink or a custom weapon for a big job.
When you go to the hotel, a coin just symbolizes, like, I'm in the know. You know, I'm in the know.
Got
so
it.
that's worth, it could be worth, it's point of entry. So it could be worth a meal, could be worth a drink, it could be worth access into the club.
It's not about the item, it's about the code. For someone like John, who has tons to trade for secrecy and top-tier services, it's a clear sign he's a major player in this deadly world. Number 13. The Harbingers' Four Fingers. John Wick Chapter 3, Parabellum. In this chapter, John's on the run for breaking a golden rule, killing on Continental grounds. Now excommunicado, John travels deep into the desert to meet the Elder, the only man who can wipe his slate clean.
The choice is yours. Die here and now, or continue to live and remember through death.
But forgiveness comes at a price. To prove his loyalty, John chops off his finger, the same one holding his wedding ring. It's brutal but symbolic. He isn't the only one missing a finger. When the Harbinger, played by Clancy Brown, shows up at the New York Continental Hotel, you can see he has just 4 fingers. Coincidence? Not likely.
The manager, please.
A Harbinger is here to see you, sir.
He may have at one point crossed the high table too, and had to prove his loyalty in the most painful way. Number 12. John's Body Count, the John Wick franchise. When you're a renowned hitman like John Wick, leaving a trail of bodies is simply part of the job.
What are you really doing here, Marcus?
Just checking up on an old friend. Goodbye, John.
At the start, John's just a grieving widower living with his dog. That is, until a group of thugs awaken the sleeping giant. From there, it's all-out chaos. Several sources have calculated that John goes from killing 77 people in the first film, 128 in the second, to dropping 94 in Chapter 3. In the fourth film, a jaw-dropping 140. Whoa, that's over 400 kills. More than enough to make villains and even other action heroes jealous. how many more will fall to the guy you don't mess with in future installments. Well, John's not called the Baba Yaga for nothing. Markers are challenge coins plus blank check, the John Wick franchise. John Wick's underworld has 2 strict rules: no killing on Continental grounds, and markers must always be honored.
2 rules that cannot be broken, Jonathan. No blood on Continental grounds, and every marker must be honored.
Winston reminds John of this when he hesitates to take out Santino's sister. Later in Chapter 3, when John's being hunted, he calls in a favor from Sophia using this special object. What then do these markers mean? They're no ordinary pieces of metal, but a blood oath that binds 2 individuals in an agreement. If you owe someone a debt, the marker seals that pact. Break an oath, you might as well dig your grave.
Derek and I sat down and went, well, what if the marker is like a check?
Yeah.
You can buy something, you trade it with it.
In a 2023 interview, Stahelski revealed that the idea was inspired by real-life military challenge coins and basically acts as a blank check. Give it away and you're handing over your life. Number 10, a basketball cameo. John Wick Chapter 3, Parabellum. While trying to get as much done as possible during his hour grace period before a bounty on his head becomes active, John Wick finds himself at the New York Public Library. He picks up a book of Russian fairy tales by Alexander Afanasyev, some of which feature the Baba Yaga. Soon he encounters Ernest, a very tall assassin looking to collect the bounty on Wick.
I still have time.
It's almost up. Who's gonna know the difference?
You sure this is what you want to do?
14 million, it's a lot of money.
After a brief fight, Wick is able to dispatch him. Ernest is played by NBA big man Boban Marjanovic, who's also appeared in a few other films, TV shows, and commercials. Perhaps he would have been more successful against Wick if they played some 1v1 on the court. Number 9, Iron Chef. John Wick Chapter 3, Parabellum. In order to punish John Wick for breaking the rules at the Continental, an adjudicator seeks out Zero. Faced with the prospect of taking out Wick, Zero happily agrees to be of service.
I'm interested. Very.
It's not by coincidence that when the adjudicator approaches him, Zero is working as a sushi chef. The character is played by actor Mark Dacascos.
How can I help you?
Dacascos portrayed the chairman in the cooking show Iron Chef America. It's a neat little call-out to the classic show, and now we're wondering how things would have played out if Zero and Wick battled it out in the kitchen instead.
Blowfish. Very fatal.
No slide.
Number 8, a bold back tattoo. John Wick. Once Viggo Tarasov realizes that John Wick will be coming for revenge, he tries a diplomatic approach. He calls Wick up and asks if they can talk it out.
Let us not resort to our baser instincts and handle this like civilized men to move on.
When that doesn't work, he resorts to sending a crew to take out Wick. John readies himself for an influx of enemies by first taking a shower. Here, we see a tattoo across his back with the Latin phrase, without getting into a whole etymology course, it roughly translates to fortune favors the bold, or fortune will help those who are strong. Given the amount of damage someone like John Wick can do, fortune is definitely by his side.
You, working again?
No, just sorting some stuff out.
Oh, well. I'll leave you be then.
Number 7, a dangerous drink. John Wick. Following an attack in his own home, John Wick wakes to find his car stolen by his assailants.
Where'd you get that car?
Wick sets out to find answers and pays mechanic shop owner Aurelio a visit. There, he learns Yosef Tarasov is the person responsible for the automotive theft. Following their conversation, Wick simply asks Aurelio to provide him with a new car.
So what are you gonna do? I need a ride.
However, at the beginning of their talk, Aurelio pours Wick a drink. Looking closely at the bottle, its label reads Peligroso.
Is it here? It was.
Translated from Spanish, it can mean dangerous. It's a nice little bit of foreshadowing of who John Wick is. Number 6. Chiron, the John Wick franchise. When John Wick pulls up to the Continental Hotel, he's met by Chiron at the front desk. There, Wick gives him a gold coin. And we later see Wick paying for services provided by others with more coins. In fact, when Wick digs up his weapons cache in his basement, he has several guns and a bunch of coins. What's interesting to note here is that Chiron is a character in ancient Greek mythology who would shepherd souls across the rivers Styx and Acheron, and payment would be done with gold coins. Throughout the series, Wick has sent many souls to the underworld, all paid for in gold.
Mr. Wick, do enjoy your party.
Number 5. Guns. Lots of guns. John Wick Chapter 3, Parabellum. When Winston refuses to step down as manager of the New York Continental Hotel, John Wick is sent to kill him.
And you're not stepping down.
No. I don't think I am.
So it's war. You're going to war with the High Table.
Skirmish.
As the two men come face to face and exchange words, Wick decides he will not kill Winston. Since they refuse to comply, the adjudicator has the status of the Continental changed to one that is deconsecrated, meaning that the hotel is no longer neutral.
Business may now be conducted on Continental grounds. Since you are refusing to step down and you are refusing a direct order, your lives are now forfeit.
Agents of the High Table will soon arrive to remove their souls. In order to fight them off, Wick is gonna need guns. Lots of guns.
Are services still off limits to me?
Under the circumstances, your privileges are reinstated immediately. What do you need?
Guns. Lots of guns.
This line, while cool, is a direct quote from Neo in The Matrix, when he and Trinity go to rescue Morpheus, consequently played by Lawrence Fishburne, who also appears in the John Wick franchise. Number 4. Baba Yaga, John Wick. There's only one man who can kill the boogeyman, and that's John Wick. This fact is especially troubling if you just ended Wick's puppy's life and stole his car.
I heard you struck my son.
Yes, sir, I did.
May I ask why?
Yeah, well, because he stole John Wick's car, sir, and killed his dog.
Antagonist of the film, Viggo Tarasov, comes to learn that's exactly what his son Yosef has done. Viggo reveals that Wick was known as Baba Yaga.
We called him Baba Yaga. The boogeyman? Well, John wasn't exactly the boogeyman. He was the one you sent to kill the boogeyman.
In Slavic folklore, Baba Yaga is generally depicted as an elderly woman, but one who can punish those who do wrong by others. Viggo knows what Wick is capable of, despite Yosef's claims of being able to set things right. Baba Yaga also collects souls, and Wick is coming to do just that.
You will do nothing because you can do nothing.
Number 3. Watch placement. John Wick. John Wick is a bit of a mystery. We don't know too much about his background. We know he's a prolific assassin, the aforementioned Baba Yaga.
Who do you wish to die as? The Baba Yaga? The last thing many men ever see, or as a man who loved and was loved by his wife?
We also know that he's someone you definitely do not want to upset, or he might just be the last person you ever see. While more of his backstory is revealed in a line of comics from Dynamite and sequel movies, a bit of a clue to his tactical background is given to the audience during the first film.
So start with this, because the card doesn't count.
If you pay close attention to his wrist, you'll notice he's wearing a watch, but it's facing downwards. This is a tactic commonly used by combat soldiers to prevent light reflecting off the dial and giving away one's position.
Hello, John. I heard about your wife. I'm sorry. My condolences.
Number 2. Last words. The John Wick franchise. It should come as no surprise that John Wick overcomes his enemies by movie's end. What may be surprising, however, are similar parting words offered to John once someone has met their end. After Viggo Tarasov is defeated, he says to John that he'll be seeing him soon.
Be seeing you, Dom.
Yeah. You see me.
Similarly, after John takes down Ares, Santino D'Antonio's security enforcer, she signs that she'll see him soon as well.
Sure.
When Wick overcomes Zero, he says they'll catch up.
Just gotta catch my breath. I'll catch up to you, John.
No, you won't.
What differs are John's responses in each situation. Over the course of the series, it seems John's position changes on whether or not he'll encounter these foes again. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. A week timeline. The John Wick franchise.
Tick, tock, tick, tock, tick. No time to dilly-dally, Mr. Wick!
Time is relative. Even though years go by between film releases of each installment of the John Wick franchise, the same can't be said for the passage of time in terms of the actual story. If it seems like it was just yesterday that Wick was out getting revenge for what was done to his dog, you'd be right. The first 3 films span about a week.
You've heard the stories about him, of course. Killed scores of men this past week alone because of...
A dog. A car.
It's actually crazy to think that an individual such as John Wick has been able to do all the things he's done, not to mention all the places he's traveled in such a short amount of time. If it were us, we would have passed out a long time ago. What other hidden details have you discovered in the John Wick movies? Let us know in the comments.
Tell them. Tell them all.